science, we're going to look at growing some apple seeds. Now, before we start trying to grow them, we need to do an experiment. We need to find out what apple seeds need to grow. Do they need light? Do they need water? Do they need food? Do they need a cuddle? What do they need to grow? We need to find out, so we need to do an experiment. To do this experiment, you will need these things. Some apple seeds, which I got from cutting an apple open, and you can find them inside like this. You need 4 pots. If you haven't got plant pots, you can use a yogurt pot or another thing, a bit like this. I've got some water. I've got some soil that I took from my garden. And I've got some labels and a spoon. Okay, now I'll show you what you need to do. First, I'm going to take one pot and fill it up with my soil. All the way nearly to the top. Okay, press it down a little bit. And with the back of your spoon, you can make 2 holes because we're going to put 2 seeds in every pot. Take your seeds, pop them in the hole, and then a little bit more soil to cover up the holes. When you've done that, put it to one side, and then you can fill all the other pots. So far, all of our pots have got exactly the same. They've all got soil and they've all got 2 apple seeds. Now this is where we really start doing the experimenting. We're going to label the pots with different labels. I've made these using post-it notes, but you could use paper and sellotape or whatever you want. The first one says light and water. So I'm going to stick that on one of the pots and put it over there. The other one says light, no water. So let me stick that on. The next one is no light and no water. And the last one is no light, but yes, there is water. So now I know what I need to do with these. 2 of them have got water and 2 of them don't have water. So I need to give some water to the ones that need it. And I'm going to need to remember to do this every day. This is not an experiment that's going to be finished by tomorrow. This is an experiment that you're going to have to look after and check on every day for a few weeks. So now, 2 of them have got water and 2 of them do not. Now this one says no light and water. And this one says no light, no water. So I need to put these 2 in a dark place. I'm going to put mine in a cupboard and keep it there. And then I need to remember this one will need a little bit of water every day, but this one does not. So let me go and put them in the cupboard. Now these ones both need light, so I can leave these out in my kitchen so they can get lots of light. But this one needs water and this one doesn't. So I need to remember to water this one every day, but never give any water to this one. This is why you're better to leave them inside your house, not outside, because outside they would get light, but if it rained, this one would get some water and then that would destroy your experiment. You wouldn't get a very fair answer, would you? So these are going to stay in my kitchen. I'm going to give water to this one, but not to this one. And the other 2 are in my cupboard, and I'm going to give water to one of them and not water to the other one. I'm going to check on them every day and I'm going to see what happens. So we can record what happens in this experiment, I've made this chart. You could make one too. The title is Experiment: What Conditions Do Seeds Need to Grow? And what do we need at the end of that? Yes, a question mark, because it's a question. We're asking what conditions do seeds need to grow, but we don't know the answer yet, do we, until we've finished the experiment. Now, in one square, I've written light and water. In another square, light and no water. In another square, no water, no light. And in the last square, no light, but yes, water. You'll notice that these are the same labels that we put on the plants. So each plant has got its own box to go in. So after a week or two of you giving water to the pots that need it and not giving water to the pots that don't, I want you to go back and have a look, take them all out, put them in a line and see what has grown in this pot, what has grown in this pot, what's grown in this pot, and what's grown in this pot. You might find that you've got beautiful, healthy little seedlings, little plants that have started growing. You might find something's grown, but it doesn't look very healthy. Or you might find that nothing has grown, and that should tell you what seeds need to grow. Now, if you don't have any pots, or you don't have any soil, or you don't have the patience to wait a few weeks to do this experiment, I've got another one which will tell you exactly the same things, but you just do it in a little bit of a different way. You still need 4 plates instead of pots this time. I'm sure you've got plates at home. And the same labels that we have before. Now this one says light and water, so I'm going to put a little bit of water on the kitchen roll that I've folded up on the plate. This one says light, no water, so I'm not going to put water on that one. This says no light, no water, so I'm not going to put water. And this one says no light, but yes, water, so I'm going to put a little bit of water on there as well. Once I've done that, I'm going to use lentils instead of apple seeds. I'm going to sprinkle a few on every plate. Spread them out a bit if you need to. Give a little bit more water to the ones that need water. And then we're going to do exactly the same as we did before. The ones that need light, I'm going to leave out in my kitchen. And the ones that need no light, I'm going to take them and put them in my cupboard. At the end of this experiment, you can do exactly what you did before with the other one. Use the same chart and draw what grows, what doesn't grow, what they look like, and you should be able to find out what conditions do seeds need to grow. So we hope you enjoy those experiments. Choose which one works best for you and then put your photos on Dojo. We'd love to see what's happening. Make sure you fill in the chart at the end and find out what seeds do need to grow. Bye for now.